Hello everybody and welcome back to Footy Unplugged. Today I'm going to be ranking every club's biggest transfer deadline day rumour. I think all my information is accurate, but if it's not, it's a rumour. Blame Fabrizio Romano. I've got 5 different categories today. I've got fantastic move, that is the best of the best. I've got I like it, which means I think it's a good deal. I've got get him gone, that's if that category's for if I think it'll be a good idea to sell him, because there's a few different rumours for clubs selling a player. I've got meh, which is like, well, meh, and I've got what are you doing? Like, what are you doing with this deal? Alright, we might as well start alphabetically. Let's go with Arsenal, and their biggest rumour at the moment is the sale of Emile Smith-Rowe. The rumoured fee's around 35 million, and I think it's a bit of a weird one. Yeah, because Emile Smith-Rowe is a player with huge upside. Like, when he was playing the season before their title charge, he looked excellent, and he looked like the future alongside Saka. But injuries have kind of derailed him, along with Odegaard just exploding. And now we're deciding if like Kai Havertz and Trossard can also play in that kind of like second 8 role on the left. It doesn't look like he's got a place in the team, and I can't really see him, getting much game time. And especially I can't see him getting much game time along with Fabio Vieira getting game time. But he's like such an exciting prospect, and I feel like I would be really reluctant to sell him to a Premier League rival. And if you're going to sell him, I would sell him to someone who's not a Chelsea, and then try and get a buyback clause on it, like maybe like an 80 mil if he does randomly turn into a star. I'm going to put him in what are you doing for now. Like, remember, this is from Arsenal's perspective, not from Chelsea. It'd be a great deal for Chelsea. Alright, we've got Aston Villa next, and we've got the rumoured sale of Philip Coutinho. And to be honest, this is only going one place, and that's in get him gone. Look, Coutinho, when he was loaned to Villa, he looked excellent. He looked so exciting. But now, it just didn't work after selling him permanently. And it sounds like you can get good money from Saudi League. Just do it, just get rid of him. He has obviously no place in Unai Emery's plans. Next up, we've got Bournemouth's rumoured interest in Italian centre-mid Castrovilli. Admittedly, I'm not the most knowledgeable on Castrovilli, but from what I've seen, he's an attacking centre-mid with really good numbers for, goal-creating actions, like goals. He's basically just really good in the final third. So it looks like maybe he's like a attacking 8 to pair with Billing, or maybe they're thinking about putting Billing deeper. Like, he looks good. He looks decent. He looks fine. It's just not the most exciting deal, maybe. I don't know. I feel like maybe my lack of knowledge on him makes me want to put him in meh. But I feel like it seems like it could be a smart signing from the limited knowledge. I feel like I've got to put him meh. I feel like I'm not going to have enough mehs in this video. I definitely can be wrong. Bournemouth fans, please educate me. Or like Italian football fans actually just educate me. They probably know a lot more about Castrovilli than the Cherries. Alright, Brentford next, and they're rumoured for Johan Bakayoko, a Belgian winger coming from PSV. Personally, I love this deal. I'm going to go straight and I like it. All summer, Brentford has been targeting like a ball progressing winger. Like, they were after Brennan Johnson until yesterday, and they had their bid knocked back. And it looks like they're turning their attention to Bakayoko now. And he looks perfect. He's like top 99th percentile in ball carries into the final third of the Europe's top 5 leagues. He looks electric. And he looks like he'll be able to like get the team up the pitch, which they needed to replace since Ivan Toney's been banned. But they've replaced it in like a different way with Sade and Bakayoko now, like ball carriers instead of just like a target man. I think it's really smart from Brentford. Brentford, they make smart decisions. Okay, Brighton, and we've got the rumoured purchase of Carlos Balaba. Again, going straight in, I like it. It's Brighton. I don't even need to explain my reason. No, but Carlos Balaba, he just screams Caicedo replacement. Excellent ball carrying numbers and very active defensively. A lot of tackles and interceptions he puts up. Only 19 as well. It's just smart business from Brighton. 30 mil though. 30 mil, it's quite expensive for a Brighton signing. They're normally around like the 5 mil mark. But I can't put in fantastic move because I haven't seen a lot of Carlos Balaba. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce his name properly. But Lille have been excellent in developing talent in recent years. It just seems like it'll work. He'll then probably end up selling him for like 100 mil in 2 years. Right, Burnley, and they're after Genks attacking midfielder Mike Trezor. I think this looks like an unbelievable signing. Admittedly, he played his whole career in the Belgian league, but it's a league that I feel like it's getting better and better. But the numbers he's putting up in that division are actually incredible. 24 assists last year. Normally when I see like high numbers coming out the Belgian league, I think of like Patson Daka, but his numbers just look that insane. And I feel like he'd be given time to develop at Burnley. He just seems like a Morgan Gibbs-White style signing that Forest had last year. Just like someone who can just breathe creativity. I think he just looks really fun, and I'm pretty sure the fee's not too high. I just really, really like it. I'm going to go fantastic move. It's our first fantastic move. Right, we're going from fantastic to Lukaku. Apparently, he's been rumoured to a loan deal for the year for Roma for a fee of 8 million. What are you doing, Chelsea? Just please sell him. Like, you need to get some kind of money for him. 8 million for the year, fine. But he's just going to end up running his contract, right? Or like selling him the last year of his deal for like 10 million. It's just, I feel like this is more, me ranking it here is more of a reflection of the whole entire fiasco surrounding Lukaku. It's been a disaster from start to finish, and it's not even finished yet. It's still only a loan. Okay, Crystal Palace. Apparently they're after Luis and Sinisterra. Look, I get the deal. I get it. They need a left winger since Zaha have left. Sinisterra seems like a good player. Like, he got injured a lot for Leeds, but when he played, like, he looked okay. I remember against Forest, he was really good. It's just not that exciting. I feel like Crystal Palace have been doing a lot of exciting business in like recent years, and this just doesn't scream it. I think he'll be okay. I think long term he'll be like a good rotation winger for Crystal Palace, and I think they'll be fine this season. So why not? I just kind of wish they went for someone more exciting. And I know they've already got the other winger, right? The coming out Brazil League, Mateus something, right? I remember him Foot Manager. He's a great wonder kid in there. So like, it'll probably be a rotation option, Sinisterra, or maybe Mateus is gonna like have a slow start and Sinisterra can start. But it's not like he's a Premier League proven player either. They're probably just banking on one of the two of them working. But it's just like a meh deal. Everton, and they're apparently after the signature of Beto for around 35 million, I think was a reported figure. Like, Beto's only really ever put average numbers in Serie A, and I'm playing for not a great side in Udinese, but like still like a mid-table. But his numbers just don't seem to really pop. It's what they need, so because I do need a striker, so I can't really put it in what are you doing. But for the fee, like, I think it's got to go meh. I feel like for 30 million, you can get a better players than Beto. I know it's a market, because there's no really good strikers right now that you can get for around like the 35 million mark. And I don't think Everton have the finances like to go like 70 million for Balogun or something, or try and get Jonathan Davis. I kind of want to put in, I like it. Now, Meh is average, okay? It's not me deal. It's average, okay? It's an average deal. Okay, Fulham, and they haven't really had any transfer deadline day rumours, so I've decided to include their most recent signing, which is Castagna, for about 10 million. And to be honest, I'm putting it straight and I like it. I think it's a fine deal, like good price for a player who has been a good player in the Prem until last year. I'm pretty sure he got a few injuries, which kept him out a lot. But he offers good cover for their left back and right back. I don't think he'll start because, again, Tete was one of the best right backs in the league last year, probably the most underrated right back in the league. And Anthony Robinson, they probably still want to see develop, maybe send him for 50 mil next year, and maybe Castagna can take his place then. I think he's just a smart signing. I just like it. It's not fantastic, but I like it. Okay, Liverpool's up next, and they're rumoured yet again with Ryan Gravenberch. I feel like I've seen him rumoured with this guy about 10 different times this whole window. And I can't wait for the window to come to an end so I can stop seeing Gravenberch to Liverpool. Like, it made sense at the start of the window before they signed McAllister and like Slobosai. Was that pronounced right? Probably the hardest name to pronounce in Prem. And then Endo at CDM. But I don't really see how he fits into this midfield. Like, he's young though still, and he's got massive upside potential. But okay, where does he fit? Does he replace McAllister? Probably not. He just signed him. Does he take minutes away from Harvey Elliott for when he comes to bench? Is Curtis Jones not going to get a look in this year after he had an amazing end to the last season? It just doesn't seem like the most necessary signing. But if you can get him for around like 35 mil, yeah, fine. Why not add like another, Premier youngster to your ranks? But I feel I'm just putting meh because they should be targeting a world-class CDM, not just like splashing money on like another kind of 8, kind of 6. Gravenberch's not really a 6 in my opinion. He hasn't really got the physicality for the Prem to play the 6. Alright, Luton, and they're apparently after the loan signing of Rob Holding. I love it. I actually really, really love it. Like, it makes so much sense to me, Rob Holding being at Luton. backs against the wall every week, defending his life. That is what Rob Holding is good at. And I feel like people forget, just because like he's a bad player for like a top 6 side, they're normally a star player for a relegation threatened side. Like we had that last year at Forest with Serge Aurier. Like not a good player for Tottenham, one of our best players last season. He perfectly like suits the play style. He'll be a threat in set pieces, backs to the wall. It makes really good sense, and it looks like Luton are having a go at trying to stay up with their limited budget. I still don't think it'll happen though. Again, and out of nowhere, Man United have now been linked to Højbjerg, and it looks like it could go ahead. And I quite like it. I think it's a good deal. Now, I don't love what Erik ten Hag is doing tactically at the moment. It seemed like with the signing of Mount that they wanted to play 2 attacking 8s, but it seems like Mount just hasn't worked at all, even after 3 games. They have immediately reverted back to just Bruno Fernandes in the 10, which means that they need another 6 to pair with Casemiro. And I feel like the jack of all trades kind of player that Højbjerg is, it will work pretty well. Like he always puts up really good tackles and interception numbers. He's not awful going forward, he's not great, but he's like serviceable. And like big away days, like against Man City, can you not see like Højbjerg putting in a shift and playing really well? Like, I would have preferred Sofyan Amrabat. I think that would have been a better signing, but it's just for some reason that deal's fallen through, even though it's like the same kind of price that Højbjerg would be available for. I'm a bit confused on that, but I think it'll work. I've seen a few people clown this deal, and I don't think it's clownable. I think it makes sense. I think it's smart business. Okay, Fabrizio Romano has now reported that Man City are progressing with the Mateus Nunes deal. I'm not sure how I feel about this one, to be honest. Now, I feel Nunes looks like a really exciting player. When he first joined Wolves last year, he looked electric and looks like Wolves really had a superstar. But then he really fell off towards the back end of the season, and I'm not really sure where to sit with him. Like, he's a really good ball carrier from midfield, but I thought that's why they signed Kovacic. I'm not really sure where he fits in. Is he covered now for Kovacic? If this deal does go through, it just shows that Man City are going to go all in on this 4-2-4 formation instead of this 3-2-5 they had last year. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. I much prefer the 3-2-5. I thought it was almost uncounterable at the end of last season. Look, it's Man City, so they normally get their signing right. But then Calvin Phillips did happen. Yeah, I'm going to put him there. I'm going to go with my gut. I don't love this deal. He's still young and he has a lot of upside, but I feel like Man City can do better. Okay, I've got Newcastle United next, and after the reported injury to Botman, it seems like they're interested in getting another centre-back in. They've been linked with Sporting Lisbon's Inácio for about 60 million. I've never known how to pronounce his name. Like, 60 million is a lot of money, but Inácio is a really good, exciting young player. He puts up really high blocks and clearances, and he's really ball secure. And he might be that centre-back that takes Newcastle to the next level, because maybe they might look to replace Shah, like going into next season, like when Botman's back fit. It's a kind of quality signing that I want Newcastle to make. If they really want to push on to become this top 4 team, they need many players of like Inácio's quality littered throughout the squad. I think it's good. I think it'll progress the club. Go for it, if you have the money. Okay, my beloved Nottingham Forest next, and it's rumoured we are back in for Nuno Tavares on loan, but with an option to buy. I've seen online a lot of Nottingham Forest fans not sure about this deal. The majority of us Forest fans remember Nuno Tavares from the FA Cup match we played 2 years ago, when he got subbed off after like 40 minutes after Brennan Johnson, like Jed Spence, just basically tore him a new one. And I feel like a lot of Arsenal fans seem to want him go. Like Mikel Arteta doesn't seem fond of him, but he's just come off the back of a really impressive loan spell in Marseille. Like insane goals from a left wing back and like creative numbers. And at the moment, Forest really needs production from a left wing back, because our attack is very kind of right side orientated, with like Brennan Johnson drifting out right. We need an attacking left wing back to be able to be threatening consistently, not just on the counter. So I like it. I feel like this could go really wrong, so I'm going to put it here, but I am wary. I get the risk of it, but he's young. Like, he's the kind of player that I think Forest we should be signing. We need young players with high upside. Okay, Cameron Archer to Sheffield United, and the first thing I thought about when I heard about this deal was Ryan Brewster. But I feel like Cameron Archer has distinguished himself a lot more than Ryan Brewster did when he got that deal from Liverpool. Cameron Archer is coming off the back of a really successful under-21s. He was coming off the bench, but anytime he came on, he seemed like he would score. Yeah, I think it's good. I think Sheffield United need to be signing the kind of players that will stay with them for the year when they go down. Not when, that's disrespectful, if they go down. because I think he'll have like 3 years to develop at Sheffield United, getting regular game time. I just hope they can provide enough chances for him. But yeah, I like it. I think it's a good deal. It's a good reinvestment of the Ndiaye money, like another potential star to carry the team. Yeah, it's good. I like it. Okay, this one hurts. Is Brennan Johnson to Tottenham. And as a Nottingham Forest fan, I do feel qualified to talk on Brennan Johnson. I remember when he was 16 in the academy, he had like 14 free kicks on Football Manager, so I always knew he was going to be a star, okay? But with that being said, I don't think he's that amazing at the moment. Look, he possesses blistering pace, which makes him such a threat on the counter, but he doesn't really have like one-on-one like dribbling ability from like a standing position. Like, he's not useful really against like set low block defenses. And I feel like a lot of top teams, they need players that can break down these really low blocks, which is why for the Chelsea transfer, it didn't really seem to make any sense. But for Ange, it does make quite a bit more, because he wants his wingers to just provide width and take defenders on down the byline, like to give room for his 8 to come into like the half space they create. So I think the fit for Tottenham, if he was going to any Big Six club, it would be Tottenham. It also gives them a chance to move Kulusevski into one of those like attacking 8 spots, because I don't think he's that effective as a winger in the Postecoglou system. But I just think for the money, you can get a player who's better quality than Johnson, because 50 million is a lot of money. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in meh. And I would love it if this deal doesn't go through, because I love him on my heart, even though I just criticised him. But I feel like your heart can have opinions, but your head can also have opinions, you know? Okay, West Ham out of nowhere have been linked with Brazilian striker Yuri Alberto. I'm not really sure about this one. Look, I don't really know much about Yuri Alberto, but his numbers don't really look that impressive. He's like very middle of the league for like his goal numbers and his creative numbers. Like, nothing about his numbers really pop, and that's really all I can go off. Like, he's 22 though, so there's upside, but he just doesn't seem like as smart as business compared to the other ones they've done this window, because I think they might have won the window out of any Premier League side. But I feel like this one, I don't like it. They need a striker, and I know the striker market isn't great at the moment, but I don't think Yuri Alberto is the one, from my limited knowledge. I very easily could be wrong. Okay, finally we've got Wolverhampton Wanderers, and they are linked with Kelechi Iheanacho, along with almost every other club in the bottom half of the Premier League have been like during the window. It feels like he has literally been rumoured to everyone. And I'm just going to go and put him straight in meh, because maybe I like it actually. Maybe that's harsh. Because he's proven he can score goals in the Premier League. Like at Man City, and then like one season at Leicester, like when it looked like he was going to take the reins from Jamie Vardy, but it just never fully happened. Like, but is he good enough to get like 8-10 goals? And is that good enough to get Wolves over the line? I'm going to put at the top of meh. Like, he's almost pushing, I like it, I get it. It's just not that exciting of a transfer. And I feel like that's why meh exists, you know? Okay, thank you for watching the video, guys. If you disagree with any of my rankings, please let me know. Or if I missed any big rumours and you want to see me rank them, well, you can check out my TikTok. I'm doing a lot of transfer rumour reaction videos. I'm grading them there as well. But if you want to see more content, please subscribe and check out the other videos. And if you enjoyed this one, please give it a like. And until next time, I'll see you later.